Good evening, people. Just another fantastic weekend of boxing just happened. First of all, I saw the Jermaine Franklin, Dillian Whyte fight the other night, and I must be in the minority because I think that it was extremely close. I actually had it a draw, but I wasn't particularly bothered by the fact that Whyte won the fight. But I've seen a lot of people screaming robbery. I will watch it back at some point this week. I mean, I only saw it live, and I thought Whyte. Yeah, I don't know. I thought he just nicked it. I mean, well, he could have just nicked it. I had it a draw. I couldn't split them, so yeah, maybe Franklin was a little bit unlucky, but I don't know. I personally didn't see anything necessarily wrong with the decision. If it had gone either way, I think 116, 112 was a bit of an odd score, the two scores, but that's boxing, I suppose. I had it a draw, so I will say though, I thought Whyte looked pretty flat, to be honest. Whether it's a motivational thing, I don't know. He just didn't seem up for it. Franklin came to win. He really did. So it's a shame, really. Wouldn't mind seeing a rematch. It wasn't a great fight, but it wasn't the worst fight I've ever sat through. But Whyte, I think Whyte's finished at the top level now. I think Fury and the Povetkin knockout a couple of years ago, I think, he's not top level anymore. If indeed he ever was, I think his record, if you analyse it down to since he lost to Joshua, 7 years ago now. I think he was flattered by certain performances. Lucas Brown, okay, he beat the piss out of him. Nothing wrong with that. Same with the Parker fight and Luis Rivas, but I don't know. That's just an opinion. I mean, when he came back after the suspected drugs ban, after the Rivas fight, when he struggled, he looked awful against Marius Vac on the undercard of Joshua Ruiz 2. I mean, he was winning against Povetkin until he got caught with that uppercut, and then of course the rematch he dominated, but then of course Povetkin was older and he just had COVID by all accounts, so I think he's a little bit flattered. His record flatters him slightly, in my opinion. I mean, I like Dillian Whyte, he's very exciting. Those two wars he had with Derek Chisora, and the fight with Joshua was very exciting at the time. Real proper domestic dust-up, but on the world stage, I don't know. I don't think he's got it anymore. I think Fury took out the last of his desire, in my opinion. But to me, it wasn't a horrible decision. I think Franklin may have been unlucky, but I couldn't split them. So, and the other big fight that happened this weekend, I was really chuffed about. One of my favourite fighters at the moment, Regis Prograis, he's a world champion again. He won the vacant WBC light welterweight title, beating Jose Zepeda. That was a good performance. I mean, Zepeda had a good 10th, but overall, I think he pretty much dominated. I do like Prograis. He's got it all: speed, hand speed, foot speed, good reflexes, pretty good defence. Sometimes he gets a bit lazy, and he can hit as well. He hits hard, and he's got good combination punches. He's a good finisher as well. How long he'll stay at light welterweight, I don't know, because I mean he was weight drained when he fought Josh Taylor back in 2019 in that great fight, the Super 6 Cup final in London. And I actually had Prograis winning that one that night. But not by a lot, and it wasn't. It was one of those fights that could have gone either way. Taylor deserved the win, and it wasn't a problem. Whoever had got it, I think it was by a point or two. It wasn't. It was just one of those things. It's just one of those fights that when you watch it, you go, yeah, do you know what? I couldn't really call it. I mean, I just scored it on the night. So no, it was a good weekend of boxing. I haven't watched Sunday card yet. I've got it recorded. It's just quite a busy weekend, really. I will. I've seen some of the results. I will have a look at it properly this week. And this coming weekend, we've got a good one. The rubber match between Jose Francisco Estrada and Roman Chocolatito Gonzalez, who is one of my they're two of my favourite fighters to watch at the moment. They both won one each. On paper, you'd say that probably Estrada would win it because he's younger. But then again, old Gonzalez he's managed to roll back the clock a couple of times. I mean, it was a close fight in their second fight. So, yeah, it'd be quite interesting. And of course, the big elephant in the room is the big heavyweight fight that apparently nobody wants to see. I've just seen a website basically trying to give tickets away to it. So I'm not entirely sure what that's all about, because they're trying to make out. One minute you're seeing reports that it's all sold out, and it may very well be. But then you've got websites and boxing pages on Instagram and things trying to give tickets away. Whether or not they're genuine tickets, I don't know, but it just strikes me as a bit odd. So you all know my opinions on that fight. I'm not looking forward to it. I certainly won't be paying for it. I think the fact that they're asking nearly 30 quid for it is an absolute piss take. The only people I can see actually buying it are the real casuals that have no idea about how boxing works and have no idea about anything. They will part with it because they'll see Tyson Fury's name and go, oh, yeah. Or you'll get the old boxing fans that haven't watched boxing for about 20 years that will be flicking through the TV or on the internet, and they'll see, oh, there's a heavyweight title fight this weekend, shall we have a punt and watch it? And then they'll be horribly disappointed. So they're the only people I can see actually paying for it. It's going to be a lot of illegal downloads and streams and things. I'll keep an eye on it. I'm not going to watch it. I won't watch it live. I certainly won't pay for it. I'll check the news out. If by some miracle it turns out to be actually a very good fight, then I'll probably find it somewhere. But I ain't going out my way to watch it. I've said it before, it's a piss take fight. Derek Chisora doesn't deserve to be in there, in my opinion, on recent performances. And Tyson Fury's robbing the public. Now, I like Tyson Fury. I do like him. But I think he's gone a bit far now. I think he's taking the piss out of the British public. Yeah. And the undercard isn't that fucking brilliant either. Daniel Dubois defending his WBA regular title against a chap I'd never heard of. I did look him up. Doesn't seem, his record doesn't too bad, but there's no names on it. Which raises another question: why didn't Fury fight Dubois? That would have been, that wouldn't have been a bad one. Would have been a bit more credible than the shit show we've got coming up. So I'll say I've ranted enough about it, really. There's no need for me to keep on about it. But yeah, there you go. So hopefully See, I'd like to. There's three ways that fight's going to go. Really, you're either going to get the way I think it's going to go is that it's going to stink the place out, and Tyson Fury's just going to beat the piss out of him, and people will boo the shit out of it. Second way it's going to go is Tyson Fury. It will go the full 12, and nothing will happen, and the crowd will turn on him and start booing, and people will give Fury a hard time. Or third option, the least likely, is that Derek Chisora is actually going to prove to be a bit better prepared and a bit better than we think he is, and he's going to give it a go. And Fury's going to be lazy in training and is going to struggle, and then people will give him a hard time. Either way, either of those three scenarios that I think will happen, Fury will not come out looking good. And I wouldn't be surprised if he threatens retirement again. Seems to be his thing. People criticise him, or he has a bad fight, or any fight. Oh, that's it, I'm retired now, finished. I promised my wife I wouldn't do it anymore. And he'll clear off, and then in 3 weeks' time it'll be, oh yeah, I'm coming back to fight that big dosser AJ. And that's another thing. He keeps on about AJ. Why does he want to fight AJ so bad? What would beating Joshua now, what would that prove? He's already lost. He was knocked out 3 years ago by Ruiz, and then he lost back-to-back decisions to Usyk, and then of course he had his big mental breakdown in at the end of his last fight back in August. So I don't really know what that would prove, beating because he would beat him now. There's no shadow of doubt that Fury is far superior to Anthony Joshua, boxing wise, you know. So I don't understand why he's so desperate to fight Joshua now, when they had opportunities in the past. But there you go. That's another question for another time. So we'll see. Right. Take care. Farewell.